So, and here we have Byssa, the first tower of Plantlife. Just in the top right corner there'll be the speed build happening, just because I figured, hey, that's the thing I can do now. So, I'm going to be kind of careful to keep her over to the left side of the frame here, while I quickly run down the size comparisons. So first things first, as you've probably noticed, she is a Hodika. Therefore the logical size comparison to bring in would be fellow Hodika Vakama. As you can see, she's a little bit taller, a little bit leaner, and a little bit spikier, basically. She has been a Hodika for much longer. In fact, she is the leader of a team that was known as the Hodika, who were the first tower to experience Vyssaraq Venom, and as such the ones for whom the eventual condition of Vakama and his teammates is named from. I probably could have grammared that a little bit better anyway. So moving Vakama out of the way, something a little more standard. We see here the Martyr build doesn't come up super high on her, and the Muktoran build is about up to the knees. Yeah, so she's a big girl, but she makes it work. So, character-wise then, as I said, the first tower of Plantlife, she was leader of a tower team. Things went extremely south, and, well, eventually she was the only survivor. And it came kind of to a degree at the cost of who she was, given that she lost access to her elemental powers, and as such was kind of a tower of nothing for a while, before eventually embracing the newfound strength and agility that her status gave her, and the heightened instincts. Eventually, she learned to basically live with the venom, rather than letting it destroy her brain. Well, destroy her mind. Do I have brains? Anyway. Either way, she eventually became one of the few tower to experience Vyssaraq Venom and survive, and so that's why the only known one to survive in the form of a Hodika. And still be a tower, basically. As, yeah, she keeps the code. She keeps to herself, but she keeps the code. So, you may be wondering then, what's with all the assorted spikies on her? That's for what happens when she gets angry. First things first. Kind of a stage 1 type thing. She gets a couple of mantis blades in place of her hands. Which, you know, that's just the sort of thing that happens when you get mad. Sometimes you just get really spiky. And, you know, if you keep pressing her buttons, things are going to go badly for you, as she basically shapeshifts into something that isn't exactly a tower anymore, and as such is no longer as invested, shall we say, in protecting anyone. Or at the very least, you know, protecting anyone other than Matoran. Even in this form, she still retains enough of herself that if you fuck with Matoran, she is going to fuck you right the hell up. So, arms kind of fold around. You end up with the spikes in the back becoming these extra limbs. Body just sort of crunches in a way that it's probably quite painful. Legs fall down and around, exposing these extra little spikes to go with the spikes up here, which somehow is my favourite part of this whole transformation. Just get those out of the way. Fold that down and around. Set it down and move up, and actually bring the camera down this time so that she is in shot. So, here we have Byssa when she loses control and turns into a giant rage insect, basically. Imagine if the Hulk was like stabbier with more limbs. So, in this form, basically the same articulation as before. These bits are at work differently. The arms are a little more restricted just because they're now in spiky things. She loses the ankles just as a result of, well, the legs doing that. And she gains a little waggle there in the ball joints, but like, I've never been sure whether to really count that as anything new, anything serious. The head can move, but I prefer not to. I prefer to leave it kind of like this. Yeah, it's kind of the permanent anger state. So, comparison-wise, this actually makes her about the same height as a Marta build, funnily enough. We have here the Halloween... Whoop! Yeah, this table's not a good surface for this. A little bit slippery. I was wondering if that would happen, to be honest. So we have here the Halloween Spooky Matter build. Let's get an Epu down under here. As you can see, he is maybe elbow high. He's maybe like up to whatever the hell you call that joint down there. And move the camera this way as we bring in the Kama, who is now substantially taller than her, because, you know, she did get shorter, just wider and sort of longer and pointier. So, there's a link in the description to the description down there to a thread over on the TTV forums with basically some actual lore for her, pretty much. After the events of G1 canon, Kopika's chronicler decides to seek out, or rather is tasked with seeking out, the first Toa of each element, try and find their wisdom, and like, you know, some of them easy enough to come by. Takanuva is sort of mates with, so that was an easy one. Following him though was Byssa, who was a little hard to find, as you will see. So, thank you for watching. Comment below what you think of this character. Do you have any ideas for what the other first Toa of each element would be like? I mean, we already have Helrix, and we already have Takanuva. But beyond that, I feel there's a lot of scope for just having some fun with this concept, you know? Anyway, peace out. See you next time.